Hey guys, what's going on? Sylvan Library here, back again with another video. Amonkhet Pro Tour has just been finished. It's finished. It's done. It was on the May 12th to the 14th, and it's had some pretty nice decks. And we're here to basically just give a little end game run cap here. So we've got John in the back.
What's up?
Yep. We got Win.
What up?
That's good. And we got what's that ginger guy called? Oh yeah, Matt, him.
Thanks. That ginger guy.
Yeah, you might remember him from the first video. He was called Shake Him at Legs Shake.
Or the Devils guy.
He did shake his legs.
But the guy who likes Tybalt.
Tybalt.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
So we've had a standard Pro Tour. Completely new meta. Amonkhet came out, and we've seen a lot of new decks pop up. Public enemy number one though was Mardu Vehicles, and that wasn't a very good showing of Mardu. It was I
fucking hate Mardu Vehicles.
got like 50% of Mardu Vehicles decks into day 2, which is one of the lowest of all the decks.
That's good.
So yeah, it was. A lot of people were prepared for it just because of the amount of like speculation that was on the deck.
Yo, have you looked at how much they earn for winning these things?
Yeah, it's 40,000, isn't it?
No, Jerry got 50k.
Yeah, no, they put the price.
That's
the price.
You just made it sound like oops. Redo.
What's
So,
the
what was
difference
it? The
between
prize
the Pro
pool's
Tour
like-
price and GPs?
Well, Pro Tour get at least it's a $250,000 prize pool. I think.
It's 50,000, 30,000, I think. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Jerry Team, the winner, with
No.
one of the brand new decks.
Zombies with the winner.
Jerry T won with zombies. he was there with a zombies deck. He proceeded to win a Pro Tour with it.
With 22 basic swamps, might I add?
22 basic swamps.
Hey. That takes a lot of thought. 22 swamps.
And 2 Westvale Abbeys.
They weren't matching.
22 swamps too many or not enough?
Rip.
They weren't matching swamps.
I mean, there are times when he is starved for black, though. That's the issue with 22 swamps.
Yeah.
What?
Like, there's 22 swamps. No, legit. Like, 22 swamps and 2
Westvales.
2 Westvale Abbeys.
When you want that double black and you get a swamp Westvale, it kind of is painful.
There had to be a time in the event where he got that, and it must have hurt.
Also, I really want to point out that he decided to Grasp of Darkness a 4/5 Winding Constrictor in the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. Basically, Ken,
That's
who was
a
on
mistake.
Ken was on the green black.
Ken Yukihiro was on the green black energy, and he had played Winding Constrictor into a Rishkar, meaning Rishkar would be 4/4 and Winding Constrictor would be a 4/5. On the following turn, Jerry decided to grasp the Winding Constrictor, and Ken let it resolve because yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
Because that's a thing. I'm gonna hate myself for this, but we're gonna put up a screen because we're on YouTube and we can do that of what the Mono Black Zombies deck list is, just for anyone who doesn't actually know what we're running here and what we're even talking about.
Yeah, so the Mono Black Zombies basically took anything in standard that had the word zombie in it, put it all into a deck. Turns out there's some pretty good zombies. There's an uncommon which is a Lord. We've got Relentless Dead. We've got the Jackal Wanderer guy.
No. You got the MVP, which is Crypt Breaker.
Crypt Breaker being a draw engine, a card that like just generates zombies, and then there's Diagraph.
With Relentless Dead and Crypt Breaker, it's just insane.
But then there's Diagraph. That card is
oh my god,
so good.
I love that card.
So
that's a reprint, right? They had that back in Innistrad, didn't they?
No.
Nope, I don't think so.
I feel like I've seen something like that back in the day.
That was the 1 mana 2/1 zombie that came in tapped, which was again fairly good, but
It wasn't some giant ass
Yeah,
zombie.
it wasn't a 3-man
monstrosity.
online.
No.
Yeah,
Turns
because
out-
that means that board wipes have to be careful as well. Otherwise, you'll just get a giant dude on the field who can
Yeah,
make
no.
more zombies.
So basically, the way the Pro Tour ran, the top 3 decks in like we looked at the stats of all the like 21 points and upwards decks. So any deck that went 7-3 or better, and the top 3 decks were zombies, Marvel, and vehicles, which was surprising because a lot of people were saying that vehicles did really badly. But with 13 zombies decks, 13 vehicles decks, sorry, in like the top like bracket of standard, it shows that the deck kind of is still a thing.
It's disgusting. I don't want it to be a thing.
Yeah, no, like none of us really want it to be there, but we don't really have a choice.
It's just vehicles. I don't think I really ever got on with vehicles. Me and Win were talking about it one day and how they changed the crewing system with when you're attacking because it got quite confusing.
Yeah, they changed the rules of you can crew.
Combat. They changed
Yeah.
combat.
Which is both confusing and then like coupled with Heart of Kieran and being able to just create with a planeswalker point is really strange. And just I never did really get on with it. I've always been a zombies type of dude, and this is probably the first time I've actually seen Aetherworks model being used in this type of deck, because as I'm like a new player back into standard, this is like, as we've already talked about, it's literally just get as much energy as you can and then hope for the best.
Well, it's flip coins on the Ulamog.
Fortune.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're
like
literally
my
Wheel of
daily
Fortune
life,
into
that is.
Ulamog.
Well, the last time the Marvel decks were a thing was like when Kaladesh first came out, and it was being able to put an Emrakul into play, which is fairly dumb because it's a cast,
Yeah.
so you get to still take your opponent's turn.
Yeah, but the thing about
Instantly,
that
it's fairly good.
was because you played so many different types of card in that deck, you could feasibly hardcast it if you ever drew it.
Yeah.
Whereas the downside
So-
of this one is if you draw Ulamog, you have to wait a good number of
Until you're
turns
10
before you
mana.
can even until you can
before you've
hardcast
got the
it.
mana for it.
However, I do believe that like flipping an Ulamog like mid combat, exiling 2 cards and blocking is fairly good.
Yeah,
Like having
yeah.
3
Cry
for
a little
ones.
bit.
Having 3 for ones kind of wins. But the problem with the deck, as we saw through the Pro Tour, was if they missed their Ulamogs, GG.
Yeah, it's a very inconsistent thing.
Or if their Ulamogs, if they have 4 Ulamogs, they basically have 4 win conditions. If they went bye-bye, then they don't really have a win condition. However, that's not so true for the slightly... I'm going to say it's the slightly better build. It's the more spells-based build, so the one that was playing like Glimmer of Genius and the one of Torrential Gearhulk.
So you mean Yuya's list?
Yeah,
Is
basically
it possible
the type of list that you use.
counter the card they get off it? Can you counter the card
Yeah,
that
you
you
can.
would get off
Yeah,
the
because it's
does.
still
ice?
cast.
It does cast. It does cast.
So in the mirror match, if you not mirror match, sorry, in game 2, if you're against blue, ceremonious rejection would just ruin your day a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It's to be fair, like there is a problem with the deck of it
What's
seems
that,
like
sorry, what's that white spell that that you played against me, John, which was in Matt's deck? The one that stopped me from playing my Eldrazi's.
Gideon's Intervention.
Yeah,
That,
imagine
yeah.
playing a Gideon's
Yeah, I
Intervention
love
and
that
calling
card.
Ulamog, and then they're literally just... Surely that just cancels most of the deck
I
out.
can't see that resolving because the spells based deck does play counter spells. It does play cards that would stop it. And any kind of decent Marvel player will play around cards like that because you're just keep it up, never activate Marvel as a sorcery speed, and go from there. But
We are assuming that they are decent players.
you always have to assume that your opponent is like capable. Always assume your opponent is capable opponent.
Yeah, I mean, he was sideboarding 3 negates and playing 3 senses.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I mean, like going forward from the Pro Tour, there is like so much potential for like new decks to pop up. I mean, everyone's got their eye on zombies at the moment. That's public enemy number one at fairly. As soon as the Pro Tour finished, like everyone was like, "Oh my god, I want to build zombies," or "Oh my god, how do I hate out zombies?" Marvel's still there as well. Everyone wants to either play it or beat it, and then vehicles is this underlying. It still might be a thing, but probably won't be because there was an interview with LSV where he said that the matchup for vehicles versus Marvel is just so bad that it's probably not a deck anymore. Which is where I'm going to kind of like sit with that opinion because the deck does have such a bad matchup. It's probably dead now, which is sad to be fair. It's good.
Is this vehicle?
But it's sad. Yeah, this is vehicles. Like,
I wouldn't say dead. I'd say in a coma.
Vehicles is in
because when our devastation
I mean,
comes out, we don't know what's coming with it.
Yeah.
Something could come that revives it completely.
I can't see artifact support coming with.
We now kind of have this vehicle base now from Kaladesh and Aetherwalt that in the future it can get like pieced apart, like taken apart and used elsewhere, and vehicles might become more of a stable side piece rather than something that you're relying on solely in your decks to win you games.
Yeah, absolutely. I can certainly see the vehicles taking it back. Like Heart of Kieran is still a very good card, but I think isn't what the vehicles deck. To be fair, it's less of a vehicles deck now, more of a Mardu mid-range deck.
Yeah.
Because we've got so many good cards. Like we've got the new Liliana, we've got like 2 very good Chandras in the format. We've still got Gideon Allies end card. Like you'd happily play
along with the new Gideon.
Along with the new Gideon, like we could happily see some sort of like Super Friends list. Which,
oh god.
To be fair, we did have a couple in the 7-3 and up bracket. There was a Rakdos Planeswalkers list. Which played like Chandra Torch of Defiance, the 2 copies of Lily that are good in standard legal. I would, however, like to see in more mid-range red decks Chandra Flame Caller, because that card is just so good right now. It's good versus the Marvel decks in like the sense of it just puts 6 damage on the board every time, and it's good against the zombies decks and the fact that it's a board sweep. Like that.
But it ain't no Anger of the Gods.
It isn't an Anger of the Gods.
No.
But
Speaking of gods, what actually happened to those? Did we see any play in Pro Tour of any gods?
We saw I think it was an 8-2 record. Oh, it was a 7-2-1 record by Patrick Dickman.
Which god was he playing?
He was playing Jund Gods, so it was the green and the red one. So Rona and
Ronus and Hazaret.
Hazaret, yeah. So it was like a Jund mid-range deck that kind of worked.
What does Hazaret do again? Is it discard a card, draw a card?
It's
discard
haste.
a card, deal 2 damage.
It's the 5/4 with haste, right?
Yeah, it's just 5/4 with haste. Like it's
can't
the
attack
reason
unless you're holding 1 or less cards.
1 or less cards. Oh yeah, it's that one.
It's a fairly good card.
Yeah, that does seem pretty good. I'm glad it actually got some light because it seems like the only plausible god currently that people are playing usually are Ronus for obvious reasons.
The green-based creature. To be fair, I'm quite surprised we didn't see any green-based creature decks. Like looking through, well, we did, but like mono-green creature decks. Or green-red. I was expecting some sort of like green-red, like mid-range decks, so like Combat Celebrant, Glorybringer, Ronus, and Cat Snake. Like, I'm quite surprised we didn't see any sort of that strategy. I mean, the closest thing we got was the like black-green Constrictor, and of course the Jund Gods decks. So it was fairly open. The one that I am interested by though is the Teamer Energy aggro deck. So that kind of just popped up out of nowhere. So two copies of it made it into the like top brackets of the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
With standard.
Do you want to
All of
explain
when
what
I'm
the
saying,
deck does?
sure, yeah.
Do you want to give a quick explanation of what that deck
So
does?
so basically, what the Team Energy aggro deck is it's all of the like green, red, and blue creatures that generate energy to like get some sort of value. So you've got like Bursting Hydra, Channeler Initiate, Elder Deep Fiend, Glorybringer. So it's just kind of like a big mid-range deck that you then play like Attune with Aether, Harness Lightning, and Magma Spray just to suck through the deck and get a bit removal. So to be fair, me saying like we needed a green-red like creatures deck, that's basically our version of a creatures deck.
Yeah.
Like the blue is in for the Rogue Refiner, Wall of Virtuoso, and the Elder Deep Fiend, which are all like very good cards and all a very good reason to play blue. Plus, it gives you access to like negates and stuff in the sideboard, which is always a good thing. I mean, like going forward, I think certainly there's more room for the zombies deck to get more refined. I think it's going to get more resilient. Like people will find a way
deck
to.
is definitely an interesting one because you have to realize in September, Relentless Dead and Crypt Breaker and stuff like that are going to go out of standard.
Yeah.
So we're basically just banking on like seeing what's coming out in Hours of Devastation to realize like, is this deck going to be plausible? Are we going to be able to replace some things from Shadows of Innistrad into Hours of Devastation that's going to change the synergy of the deck, or is it just going to be completely taken out of the meta? Because people have to realize that the Relentless Dead Crypt Breaker combo is kind of the thing that makes this deck. It's bread and butter. Like it's even the what's it called, the big Colossus thing, that's in Shadows over Innistrad, so that's going as well. So you're basically taking quite a lot of the deck apart.
I mean, that's giving us like another 6 months, but for now, it's like the deck will get more streamlined. I mean, I think what Jerry T's list of the mono black version is certainly, I think, one of the more playable versions over the black white version, just because not having tap lands, not having an extra color to worry about is probably what the deck needs, just because it can play more streamlined. The way I think it can evolve is someone's going to find a way to make it more resilient against board sweeps. Because it's going to happen now. Everyone's going to be playing like
but the
more
thing is, it's already
return.
pretty resilient against board sweeps because of the digraph and because of the fact it can draw cards with the Crypt Breaker.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you've got Liliana's Mastery, which just recovers from that like immediately. You put 6 power on the board and you have an enchantment with upside just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, the deck certainly is like one of the best decks. I'd say that the standard meta right now is Zombies Marvel, decks trying to beat Zombies and Marvel. So what beats Zombies and Marvel?
Even sideboard Scrap Heat Scroungers and some Gunties. So
yeah, exactly.
It's really silly.
Like,
but in my personal experience, coming from original Innistrad, this is like exactly what I wanted out of Amonkhet. Zombies that actually make not just make an appearance, but actually they've come on top, and that makes me happy.
See, I would have liked this more around Shadows, because this is when they printed all the broken zombies. They printed Crypt Breaker, they printed Relentless Dead. This is what we all wanted, but it just didn't happen. Yeah. But now they've got 2 sets with zombies in them in the same block, in the same like standard. It's just kind of given the zombies deck a little bit of a push, which is definitely what it needed. I'm so glad that they've done it. However, I might eat those words in another month when the zombies is undefeatable, and you know we've got some more interesting cards. But I'd say like in the future, what decks kind of will beat up on the top decks, and like one of the decks that was kind of like a sleeper at the Pro Tour was the Izzet control deck. So the like 4 Torrential Gearhulk, then like 30 spells deck of just drawing cards, killing creatures, countering things, because Magma Spray seems like a very good card versus zombies.
Yeah,
Magma Spray is just a very good card in general.
I mean,
in my opinion, anyway.
It's a 1 mana deal 2 at instant speed with exile the creature if it dies, versus Relentless Dead. That is so nice, because Relentless Dead recurs itself when it dies, and if it doesn't die because it's exiled, it's just so good.
This is why I get excited over Magma Sprays.
Yes, this is why you cracked a pack early and went, ooh, Magma Spray.
It's a shame I don't play red.
I like Magma Spray. It's a nice common card because of that exile. I always like things that are going to get rid of things for good.
I certainly do think that the control decks will see a showing, because they can be tuned towards the current meta. I mean, it's personally why I started playing the blue-red control deck. That, and I like blue-red control. It is tunable, it's adaptable. Another deck that I might see play is probably like some sort of bug mid-range, like Sultan mid-range, or maybe Jund.
I'm thinking Bant, to be fair.
Bant. So we've got Gideon, we've got Gideon.
Dovin.
So Dovin Ban. Oh, that's just because you're playing blue-white control at the moment.
I mean, Wind's deck is pretty pretty sustainable and funny. Yeah, I think we should get a deck test at a deck profile at some point with that. Just to go through what he actually plays and how it sustains itself, because it's especially with the matchup that you two had on that one Sunday where we literally spent hours pretty much thing it.
The
we don't
matchup
speak of that.
Yeah, no, the matchup we're talking about was like a Sultan mid-range deck versus blue-red control, which is kind of what I wanted the standard to be, because it seemed very control-y, and now we've got zombies to contend with. I certainly think that a few more mid-range decks will pop up, because there is some really nice removal spells in the format, and
I mean,
it always goes back to that old additive that the mid-range decks beat up on the aggro decks. So
blue-red control does have access to Sweltering Suns, and my Sultan mid-range has access to Yohenni's expertise, so we do have ways of sweeping the board. It's just
Diagraph dies to Fatal Push. It's just finding tuning decks towards the meta that we've got at the moment, which will eventually happen. It's just getting there.
And I think we're in a very nice place in Standard currently.
Absolutely, yeah. We're in a sweet spot where we've seen the new good decks. The old deck that everyone hates is now no longer the one single best deck, and we're kind of at a point where there is some sort of room to test.
There's room to experiment, basically, which is good. It encourages people to build new, innovative decks. Mainly because with this set that came out, when all the spoilers were leaked, everyone was kind of just like, "Oh, is that a good card? Oh, it could be. Don't know whether that's a good card." No one was no one was extremely sure.
Sun is amazing.
No one was extremely sure what the best card in the set was, and that's a good thing.
Seeing the more expensive cards coming off it. Were Nissa, Gideon, Asphodel, none of which saw any Pro Tour play.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. No one was sure what the best card in the set was. People were just sort of "Is that a good card? I don't know."
We always said that Asphodel was going to be more of a modern played card anyway. I'd like to see it played in Standard, obviously, but going forward, not going forward, with speculation when it first got announced and all that other stuff, being predominantly modern players that you were, it was mostly that format that your old format that you were looking for. What could we do with it? Yeah.
I mean, now that Standard is at the forefront, because of PPTQ formats being standard, except the one over summer, which will be modern, thank God. And now we've got Nationals back, which is sealed and standard. Standard's going to see a lot more highlights, which I guess is what he's been aiming for the last couple of years, with taking out the modern PT, taking out different sorts of older format tournaments. Now we're limited for modern legacy. It's now becoming as scarce as vintage tournaments and legacy tournaments. So it's
but we got to appreciate that they're still a business, and
to
make money they need to sell their product, and they need to sell the most recent product, and that would be standard stuff.
That would be standard.
Absolutely. I mean,
I've got a question. Just
go for it.
what do you prefer, draft or sealed? As in, like,
Depends.
That's a hard one.
Depends on the format. Depends on the format.
okay, if you're
So-
going for the current standard,
Current
Current
standard, draft or
standard.
sealed.
Draft. I absolutely adore Amonkhet draft. Amonkhet.
I would-
Amonkhet is such a nice set that either I would be happy with.
I'd probably have to go with draft as well, to be honest. Playing the pre-releases with the sealed stuff and with the pool in that and playing like various drafts afterwards, I've always got a lot more fun picking and passing, especially when I'm picking a glory bringer, and I can play with a glory bringer.
I mean,
I
shout
personally prefer
out to
draft.
the guy. Shout out to
not
the guy who
draft
got
sealed.
three.
That's the one I meant.
Shout out to the guy who got 3 glory bringers in his pre-release.
Who
Seems
was it?
fair. I
Someone
can't
got 3
remember his
glory
name.
bringers.
Yeah, I can't remember the name though.
How did
I
that
think
happen?
one.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, he just.
Did he get one? Did he get one promotional foil?
Yeah, yeah. It
One-
was. It was,
two in
it
his
was one
packs?
promo, 1 foil, 1 non-foil.
He got a
Oh
promo.
my god.
I know Keith
That's
got
insane.
Keith got one. Shout out to Keith.
Everybody loves Keith.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. So standard at the moment. How are we feeling?
Going forward with Hours of Devastation, going forward with the new sets that's coming out and the new gods that we don't know, just Amonkhet at the moment. What do you think? What do you want from the future of the cards?
I want a more diverse format. That's all. Like we've got a fairly diverse format now. Not as diverse as I'd like it. It's still a bit
I'm
aimed at.
not sure I'd call it diverse.
There is potential for it to be
Yeah,
diverse.
there's potential for diversity, but whether people always end up converging to a certain norm.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just the meta. That's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to have much diverse until we get into Hours of Devastation and get into that second half.
I think there is certainly potential, like straight off the gate, like just like coming into standard now with game. I mean, game day is next week. It's this weekend.
This weekend coming, yeah.
This weekend. There's going to be people.
As of filming this
playing
video,
Marvel.
obviously.
Yeah, as we're filming this video, there's going to be definitely be people playing like the top decks.
Yeah,
being
because
Marvel
like
zombies.
as soon I remember seeing the Facebook feed and stuff when the Pro Tour finished, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm trading for Diagraph Colossuses. I'm trading for Relentless Deads."
Absolutely, yeah. Like everything's
Everywhere.
right. Everyone wants the cards, which is we know what we need to beat. I mean,
Rip Relentless Dead.
Yeah, we need to beat vampires.
It's my favourite card.
Wait,
need-
I
I
actually
wish
want to play
Vampires
Vampires
were a
next.
thing.
I play a Madness Vampires deck, and maybe I need to bring it back.
we need
I
to
love vampires.
we need to beat zombies. We need to beat Marvel. Can we do it? I think
of
so.
course they can.
I think so.
I think so. I
I
think
think it's
They
possible.
can apply enough pressure before they get to spin the wheel, and like, as this discussion went on the entire Pro Tour, if they don't get off their first spin, you're always in with a fighting chance.
Absolutely,
If they get
yeah.
off their first spin, then that's GG. That's too good. They're too ahead. But if they don't, which is very feasible, they might be holding a couple. It just might not come up, and you're in with a fighting chance. It's doable. It's a doable matchup.
I mean, as we saw with Jerry T playing zombies and Chris Fennell, and to be fair, everyone else who did really well with zombies, there was games where they just went like take 13 damage on turn 4 or something. Like there is those games with any deck where they can nut draw, but the nut draw on the zombies deck just seems to be so much faster than the rest of standard.
Or zombies when they nut draw, it's just
Well,
they
so good.
outgun, they outrace anything.
we've got until September.
We've got until we've got until this weekend. Like I can see the zombies deck being less prominent when people figure out the matchup, figure out how to.
Yeah. As you said, when it comes with like synergy of cards and going forward with the diversity, I think it as you said, it's a lot of people just haven't found the kicker in the other cards yet to counter these decks.
I certainly think Magma Spray's part of that equation.
Yeah, definitely. Most
Um,
definitely.
I think Anger of the Gods is definitely part of the equation.
Well, it would be if we had it in standard.
It could happen. You don't know this.
Reprint anger. Oh, I mean, we do have got anger of the ultimate god, which is going to be Nukabolas because he is lead god. So we might get anger of the god.
God Pharaoh.
God Pharaoh. Anger of the god Pharaoh.
We should wrap this up pretty soon.
We should. So, thoughts on
I
standard?
guess the next thing we should be focused on is the ban list that could be coming out of this potentially.
Yeah, potential
whether there'll
ban
be any
list.
changes.
What do you think is going to get banned?
I don't
I
think
hope
anything will
nothing.
go around.
Because, like I've said before, standard bannings are not generally a good thing. Especially if
They're
that's the
sometimes
format that,
necessary, though.
say, is their primary format of choice.
Yeah.
If they think they can invest in a card and it's just going to get banned in like 2 weeks, then they'll see what's the point?
Coming off the Pro Tour, I don't think
Personally.
anything needs to get banned.
No.
I don't think anything was heavily used enough to ruin the format to get banned.
At all.
Hashtag bring back Emrakul 2K17.
No.
Plus
that would be-
Keep Feldar's Guardian banned.
I mean, if anything, it might be Relentless Dead or Marvel, but I highly doubt it.
I hope it's not Relentless Dead
No.
because that's my favorite card ever.
Relentless Dead isn't that
I
stupid.
highly
It's good.
No, it's not.
Okay, Crypt Baker then.
No.
No, you see, that's the
No.
problem.
No, none of it's that. Yeah, you're right. The thing is, none of it is stupid enough, like so stupid enough to get banned.
No.
So I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna change.
What do you reckon? Did you reckon anything get unbanned potentially?
Standard, probably not.
No, I don't think Emrakul's gonna get unbanned, unfortunately.
Modern, hopefully.
Oh.
Legacy, modern, it would be nice to see something off. But for now, in standard.
Well, I know what
absolutely
you
not.
want unbanned in modern, John. To be
Splinter
honest,
Twin, yes, I would like
it's
Splinter.
it's quite obvious.
Give me Splinter, please.
All right, let's do the goodbyes, kids.
I don't want to say goodbye.
You have to.
You have
We're
to
going
say
on.
goodbye.
We're going on
Spinning
33
£12.
minutes now.
Okay. So
Well,
yeah,
goodbye. Why not
So-
Avita Sen?
Why not? Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. So these were our thoughts on standard and a little bit of other fun stuff because you know why not. So yeah, it would be great to see your thoughts in the comments. We have a Facebook page also called the Sylvan Library, and there's a little bell button somewhere. I don't know
Yeah,
which
or if
direction.
you like the
Yeah,
content.
it's probably next to the subscribe button. Please press
Yes.
it.
Next to
Please.
it's next to the subscribe.
Click
So if you like the content and you thought this was pretty good and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, you got any suggestions? As John said, leave a comment down below. Click the subscribe button. Click that little bell. It helps us quite a lot. And we'll see you again next time.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.